How's it, everyone? I'm doing a preview on Saturday's card at Turffontein. It is a big race meeting. I do previews for all the big race meetings. We got the running of the SA Derby, the SA Oaks, as well as the Horse Chestnut Stakes. Going to be a great race day. The Pick Six pool hopefully is going to be a big one. I'm not too sure if there's any carryovers that are going to be included to the pool. But yeah, on Classic Day, we did win the Pick Six off my YouTube video. And Guineas Day, we missed it by one leg in a small field. Stupid mistake, but anyway, it paid over 100 grand that day. But we're back to fight another day. Race 2 I'm starting in as it's the start of the bipot, and the first race is a groom's race, so I'm not going to get involved there. Race 2, my first choice is Afternoon Tea. Her run to Rapid Fire in her third start. She beat Greens on that occasion by 2.5 lengths and is 2.5 kilos better off with the apprentice allowance. And I believe she's the horse to beat. So my first choice is Afternoon Tea to win race 2. The danger will come from a horse like Due Diligence. She is a Silvano out of a Captain Almere, which suggests that she's looking for further, and she is going 100 meters further from 1,000-meter races to 1100. Her last run in the Ruffian Stakes was a good run, 2 lengths off Springs of Carmel, and I think Due Diligence is a big runner. For third and fourth, I'm going Dubawi Princess with the Blinker Strike and Greens. Race 3. This race is pretty open, but there are a couple of standouts for the first 4 positions. Starting with Slalom Queen, a cracking run behind War Room in the Stormbird Stakes. Lyle Hewitson for Sean Terry, I do believe that's a big runner. In no specific order, Portico, Carnally, Elusive Woman, and Slalom Queen. And then the first time at Mount Pleasant. I'm not sure about the Sire Vancouver from Australia, but this could be anything, so just watch out for the market on that horse. Into race 4, let's start off with my first choice, Immeasurable, number 1 on the card. He's been out of action for almost a year, but if you look at his previous starts, he ran in the second to Rock the Globe in the Cloverflay Stakes. He ran second to Captain of Stealth, who's highly thought of, and he ran fourth in a juvenile plate behind Got the Green Light last time out. He's got a merit rating of 87. This is a maiden plate, and if overcoming the draw and if fit and well, he's going to be the horse to beat. For the places and to include in pick sixes, I would include horses like number 12, Supreme Elevation. He's also got a wide draw to contend with, but a very good second to the contractor last time out. I will include number 10, Sunray, a very well-bred son of Captain Owl out of Sunbed. He has a wide draw to contend with, but it is the mile. There is about a 400 meters straight before the first bend, and he may get across with Lyle Hewitson in the irons. And then another 2 runners I will be including is Crank It Up, number 2, and Secret Glider, number 8. Do take note, Jeff Woodruff's stable did go through a bad patch. They had a bit of a virus in the yard before lockdown. And good to note, today he actually had a winner at 40-1, a filly coming back to her best Secret Potion, and maybe the stable is starting to turn, so I wouldn't ignore Woodruff's horses on Saturday. On to race 5 on the card. My first choice and very strong first selection is Lord Melbourne. I know he's very highly regarded in the yard. They do rate him very highly. He shows good sand work, but he hasn't delivered on the grass. But I'm giving him another chance. His debut, he really caught my eye. And last time out, he wasn't traveling too well. I think just having his second run, he was inexperienced, and I'll forgive him that run. I do believe his third run, he'll come on a lot, and over the mile, it'll suit. So from a 1-draw, Lord Melbourne, my first choice. My second choice, the costly to follow, Arnica Montana. He's been very costly to follow. He's been a beaten favorite on 4 occasions, but I won't ignore him for the pick sixes. Another horse to consider is Take the World. He ran on very strongly behind Nordic Queen. I'm not sure if that form's going to stand up too strong, because I saw a runner come out of that race today and he ran well back down the field and actually ran ahead of Take the World. He did make up a lot of ground late, so maybe he was running green. He could have got a bit closer. He's drawn 16, but I would include him in the pick 6. And if you want to include one more horse, Waltzing Owl number 3, he is a blinker strike, and he's got some decent form lines behind his name. That run to Set the Standard in his second run, I do rate Set the Standard as a decent horse, and running 2 lengths off Set the Standard brings him into the race. On to race 6 on the card, the Pinnacle Stakes for fillies and mares. It is an open field. I've got a bit of a rank outsider in the race, Wild Date, number 11 on the card. If you write off her last start because Woodruff was going through a bad patch, had a virus in the yard. She ran down the field in the Oaks trial, but on her run before that, beating Secret Dream and a run to Tartan Dancer, and at the weights she actually has Quarari Valentine beaten. She beat Quarari Valentine 4 lengths and is now 3.5 kilos better off at the weights. So Wild Date at a big price could be a good each way and inclusion in the pick 6. The class of the race is Vistula. She hasn't quite been herself of late, but if she bounces back to best, is a big runner. The other class horse in the race is Return Flight. She's done nothing wrong. She has regained her best form of late and must be a runner. Another horse I'll be including in the pick 6 is Saragon number 8, Ferrari number 9, Virginia number 10, and Wisteria Walk number 4. So I will be going wide in race 6 in the pick 6. On to race 7, Summer Pudding is going to be a difficult horse to beat. This is more a game. The 2400, I see her staying all day. Her Cherry on the Cake, her mother, is sister to Cherry on the Top. So her auntie is actually a winner of the Triple Tiara a couple of years back. Summer Pudding won the first 2 legs very comfortably. Well, not comfortably, but she showed a lot of heart in winning those contests. And I do believe the step up to 2-4 is not a problem. The main danger would come from a horse like Victoria Page, as last time out she was drawn 16 out of 16 in the Guineas behind Summer Pudding. She travelled 4 wide around the bend, all the way into the straight, and still stayed on to half a length or 3 parts of a length behind Summer Pudding, which was very impressive. I think she'll get the trip, and I will be including Victoria Page into the pick 6s. I've got a spook in the race. It's 50-1 at the moment. Horse number 13, Adorable Alley. If you guys are playing swingers or trifectas, don't exclude Adorable Alley. Reason being, her first run over ground, and after leaving Cape Town, she got to Joburg. She ran a cracking third behind Smoking Hot. She was running all over the show late, and I think it did cost her the race, but she must have acclimatized well by now. Last time out, I did label her as a good thing in Durban. She won accordingly, and I think she's still very underrated. My dad actually trained the mother, a Red Door, along with Ricky Maingard. She was a very decent race filly. And Adorable Alley, I'm sure she'll get the 2400 meters. Muzi Yeni retains the ride, and I think at 50-1 could be good place value. On to race 8 on the card. I think it's a 2-horse race. My first choice being a Awam. I think he's going to take a power of beating back on his home turf. He runs well fresh, and I do believe Awam is going to be very hard to beat. But Socrat is going to give him a big run for his money. Socrat is no slouch. He's taken on the best in the country, and he's beaten them. And I do believe Socrat will give Awam a big run for his money. If you are playing wider in exotics, you can add Queen Supreme, number 11, the filly. She's full of ability, and I do believe she is a runner. On to the 9th race, the SA Derby. A very exciting race. I think it's a 2-horse race between Yukon Harry Love and Shango. I think Yukon Harry Love is looking for this distance. He's crying out for the trip. He's a lovely mover. He's still maturing. In the Classic, he stayed on really strongly. He put that Guineas run behind him, and he showed that he's a quality sort. So Yukon Harry Love narrowly over Shango. If you watched his last start, he travelled wide around the bend. He didn't have a finish. You can put a line through Shango's last run, and he will be back in action over this trip, which will suit him down to the ground. Another horse to consider is Got the Green Light. There are stamina doubts. I'm not sure if you'll see out the 2400 meters, but I won't be leaving him out of the exotics. And another horse to consider is Imperial Ruby, who has proven himself over this trip and could be a runner. If you're playing wider, do add number 4, Leopold. He ran a cracker in the Classic, and the word is that they're expecting a huge run. That's it for today.